It's crazy to think, tech isn't just on our screens anymore. It's like becoming a part of us, woven into the clothes we wear. Welcome to the deep dive. We dig through all the noise and bring you the really fascinating nuggets you actually need.
Yeah, and today's deep dive, wearable technology. We've got a ton of articles, expert summaries, the whole works. And our goal is pretty simple. We want to make sure you understand how these devices can actually enhance your life, optimize your health, help you express your personal style, all without drowning in technical jargon.
Exactly. So, first things first, what exactly are we talking about when we say wearable technology?
Basically, we're talking about those devices you wear right on your body. The ones that kind of seamlessly blend technology into your everyday life.
Like smartwatches, fitness trackers, oh, and those smart rings.
Right. And let's not forget about those AR glasses that everyone's talking about these days.
And this isn't some niche market either. I was
Mhm.
reading that as of last year, the global value of wearable tech was over $50 billion, with projections showing that's only going to keep growing.
Yeah, it's huge. And honestly, understanding all the little ins and outs of this trend can be really valuable.
So true. Where do you think we should start?
Well, I think when most people think about wearables, the first thing that comes to mind is fitness trackers and smartwatches.
Makes sense.
They've really been kind of leading the charge in this whole tech revolution.
Absolutely. And brands like Fitbit, Garmin, oh, and obviously Apple have completely changed how we track our workouts, monitor our heart rate, even how we look at our sleep patterns. The amount of personalized data these things can give you is just mind-blowing and, gives you all this info you can actually use to make smart choices about your health.
Totally. And the Apple Series 8 watch has some pretty advanced stuff, like an ECG app and blood oxygen monitoring. Way more than just counting steps now.
No kidding. But that ECG in a smartwatch, that's pretty groundbreaking. I mean, it could potentially spot early signs of things like atrial fibrillation, and that's something that used to require a whole separate medical device. Think about what that could mean for preventative healthcare.
It's a total game changer. I mean, it's letting people be so much more proactive about their health.
And knowing what's going on in your body, seeing the trends, that's got to be so helpful, especially if it can help you spot any potential issues early on.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the tech behind it is pretty fascinating too. Most of them use things called accelerometers and gyroscopes to track your movement.
Mm.
And the more advanced models use optical sensors to track your heart rate. They basically detect the changes in blood flow. Pretty cool, huh?
It's amazing how far it's come. But you know what else I find really interesting about all of this? It's not just about practicality anymore. The fashion side of wearable tech is really starting to take off. And that's what gets me excited. Like, we're seeing this really cool fusion of style and technology. So, when you think about expressing your personal style, how do you think these new smart fabrics are going to change the way we choose and interact with our clothes?
Oh, for sure. Smart fabrics and interactive clothing. It's not just about sticking to a piece of tech on your wrist anymore.
I know, right? It's going way beyond that.
Absolutely. Like think about the Levi's Jacquard jacket. It was collaboration with Google. And you can actually control your smartphone just by using gestures on the jacket sleeve. Talk about fashion meets function.
That is so cool. And there's all this research going on with fabrics that can actually change color or even patterns. Imagine clothes that can adapt to your mood or your surroundings.
Wild, right.
It blows my mind. What fascinates me is how this is letting us personalize our physical appearance in ways we never thought possible. Have you seen any other, like, unexpected applications of smart fabrics?
Oh, definitely. For example, they're developing athletic wear that can monitor things like muscle strain or hydration levels right there in real time.
Wow.
So athletes can get instant feedback to help them optimize their performance
Yeah,
and, avoid getting hurt.
that's amazing.
And then in the medical field, they're using smart textiles with built-in sensors to track vital signs like body temperature and heart rate.
So you could have continuous monitoring without all the bulky equipment.
It,
That's a game changer right there. And speaking of cutting edge stuff, let's talk about augmented reality and virtual reality wearables. I feel like everyone's talking about those now.
oh yeah, AR and VR are definitely moving beyond just gaming headsets.
Yeah, for sure.
Things like the Oculus Quest 2 and Microsoft's HoloLens are being used for things like virtual meetings, even education. Like we're getting these immersive experiences
Hmm.
that used to be pure science fiction.
It's amazing. And you can't ignore all the buzz about AR glasses potentially replacing smartphones.
Oh yeah.
I mean, think about it. We could be looking at a complete shift in how we interact with digital information. Imagine if information was just overlaid onto your vision. That would be a total game changer. Like, if we're constantly seeing the world through this digital layer, what's that going to do to our real life interactions? Our sense of actually being present in the real world.
That's a really good question. It definitely makes you think about the future. I mean, being able to blend the digital and physical worlds seamlessly, that has so much potential. But we do need to be mindful of how these technologies might change our everyday lives.
So true. Now, all of this innovation, we have to give credit where credit's due. There are some real pioneers who have pushed this wearable tech revolution forward.
Absolutely. Guys like James Park, the CEO of Fitbit, he saw the potential of using wearable sensors to track fitness and well-being way back in the day.
A true visionary.
And of course, Tim Cook over at Apple. He was crucial in showing everyone that tech could actually be a super desirable fashion accessory with the Apple Watch. That launch back in 2015 was a major turning point.
Do you remember that? It wasn't just a gadget, it was like a statement piece.
Exactly. And remember Fitbit's IPO that same year.
I do. It showed everyone how huge the fitness wearable market could be and inspired a whole new wave of companies and innovations.
For sure, it was a major moment.
Okay, so let's take a step back for a minute. A little historical perspective and some mind-blowing facts.
Sounds good.
Did you know that the very first wearable tech device wasn't a smartwatch or a fitness tracker? It was actually eyeglasses.
Really?
Way back in the 13th century. Isn't that wild?
It is.
I mean, it's amazing to think that humans have wanted to enhance our physical capabilities with wearable tools for centuries. And now we've come full circle. We have these modern smart glasses that can overlay digital information, just like those early eyeglasses helped improve our vision.
That's a really cool connection. You know what else I think is pretty amazing? They're doing research on wearable tech that can actually harvest energy from our own body movements.
Oh, whoa, what?
I know. Imagine never having to charge your devices again. It makes you think about all the possibilities.
It really does. So let's bring it all home. What's the big takeaway here for our listener?
The main point is that wearable tech is way more than just a fad. This is a fundamental shift in personal computing. And it's changing how we manage our lives. The way it combines functionality with style, it gives us a level of convenience and personalization that's just so valuable in today's world.
Right. It's not just about gadgets. These are tools that can actually improve your life, no matter if you're focused on your health, your style, or just staying connected in a more seamless way.
And as you kind of explore this whole world of wearable tech, it's super important to stay curious and informed. Keep an eye on the new trends, the big breakthroughs, all of that, because things are changing so fast.
So true. This field is constantly evolving, always something new popping up. So when you consider everything we've talked about today, the advancements in health monitoring, the fusion of fashion and tech, the potential of augmented reality, it makes you wonder, how is wearable technology going to completely change how we see ourselves and how we interact with the world around us, both the physical and the digital? It's a pretty huge